Okay, we're back. Today we're going to be changing over the voltage coil. We're going to be putting in a TFI Street Fire coil. The one thing I do suggest, if you're doing a specific brand like a MSD coil or something like that, that you also do the wires at the same time to match up with your volt coil. So we have our 7/32 socket, universal joint, an adapter, and our wrench. Basically just going to be taking this off. Alright, we'll start unplugging the coil. Take the old coil off. Still got some dielectric grease on here. Okay, we're popping this wire off of it, undoing all 4 of the bolts, and just basically doing a swap. Easy as that. Alright, let's get started. And make sure you don't lose these little screws. You get time to clean up the sockets and everything while you're at it. She should come right out now. Nothing beats a handy pocket knife. Just don't want to break these caps when you're taking them out. Okay. Okay, tighten it up so we're all good. Put a little connector grease on it. Not too much, just a little bit. Remember, this is just temporary. Towards the end of the video, I'm going to be also doing new MSD Street Fire wires to match up with the coil. You've already seen the install of the volt coil pack. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead. I'm going to take the plug wires off. I'm going to take all the spark plugs out. And what I'm going to do basically from there, I'm going to lay the spark plugs out just like they are in the motor. You know, your 1 through 4 cylinder and then your 4 through 8 over here. I'm going to lay them out on the ground the same way I took them out. That way it kind of gives you an idea of each cylinder. You know, if you want to do a compression test at this time, it would probably be the best time to do it if you're doing the plugs. And you know, that'll tell you if you have any buildup on each cylinder, if you're having an oil issue, you know, a high burn or something like that. But we're going to go ahead. We're going to install these NGK platinum plugs. I have a buddy who's kind of like an engineer and also build cars at the same time, so he suggested these platinums moreover than any other plug because they have a tendency not to burn as quick, and I mean not the spark, but I'm talking about the plug itself. The tip of it, since it's platinum, won't wear out and burn and create a wider gap for you, so when you gap them, it'll stay at that level for longer. So that's why I went with these platinum plugs. I'm not going to break out everything, but I have my new Moroso spark plug wire, you know, organizer set. And then we also have these. We also have the Street Fire spark plug wires, MSD, and that's going to match that volt coil pack. Which I explained before. You always want to match up your pack, and you know, eventually I'll probably do the whole distributor as well, but I also have the MSD distributor cap. So now that we have all these laid out, like I said, I'm going to remove everything, put the plugs out. We'll kind of come back and take a look at it after that, and we'll kind of diagnose it before we put the new ones in. Okay, so we've removed the plugs and everything on that side. What we're going to do is take these wires out, and we're also going to remove about half of this air intake so we can access the plug. So let's go ahead, we'll pull this out, we'll pull out the other 4 plugs, and we'll take a look at the burn patterns and the oil marks on the plugs. Okay, so we're back taking a look at the plugs. This is the front of the motor to the back. You have your number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cylinders. So you can see there's a couple different things going on. I have about 3 dry cylinders, and I have 5 that are burning a little bit more oil than these other 3. So what I'm going to do, I know I have one of these wires here that, actually I'm looking at the wrong end. I have a wire here that's more corroded than the other one. Okay, so this was my number 6 cylinder. If you look inside your boots, you can also pretty much see what's going on. If it's more clear, looks like a brand new metal, and then this one has a lot of rust going on in here. So the number 6, so 4, 5, 6, it's this one here. This is one of my dry ones. What I'm going to do after this is I'm basically going to gap all these and see where the gap is from the stock plugs. And then I'm going to go to my new platinum ones. I'll try to match them evenly, you know, round it off. There should be around 0.05 is what the book says. Once you do like an MSD setup, you could bring them out to maybe 6, but I wouldn't go more than like 0.055. I'd probably leave them at about 0.05, 0.055. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to gap the new plugs. We'll take a look at all the stock ones, and then we'll put the new plugs in. We'll get rid of these old wire sets. I believe these are about an 8mm, but they just had some of them here had a lot of wear. This one here had some wear right there that was rubbing on the header. So that compared with some of the burning, we're just going to go ahead and get rid of these wires, and we'll get ready for our new Street Fire setup from MSD. Okay, we've got the new plugs in. You can see I use my plug dial here to dial in the thickness. Luckily they were already measured out to 0.055, and that's where I wanted them. The stock was 0.05. I moved them up, you know, 0.005, a little bit wider, due to the MSD coil pack going on. So we've moved it up a little bit, put the new plugs in, and we're going to put this boot protector, the spark plug boot protector in. So we're going to go ahead and apply these to all the spark plugs. We're also going to take these bolts out here. We're going to put on our new spark plug wire loom kit. Alright, for those of you who don't know how to put these spark plug wire holders in, basically you want to remove your valve cover bolts one at a time, and these will just slip right over them. Okay, these do go left and right sides, so make sure you have the right sides in. You want to just get that bolt started. Right about there. Okay, that's pretty much it. We'll go ahead and put the caps on later. You want to do this before you put the plugs on, just so you have more room. So we'll go ahead, we'll do the second one. Make sure you got a set of deep sockets too, they always come in here. And you also want to, it's just good habit to go back once you're done with the project. Go back and torque everything down to spec. Okay, we have our second one off. These are for the original holders. Most of the time they look just like the rear one, just like that. But in stock Mustangs they have this extra connector here for the original boot attachment. Okay, so we'll put this second one on. Okay, and this last one will be higher up. Once your spark plug wires are going towards your distributor, it'll go from low, medium to high all the way up there. Okay, so we'll put a single in here. We'll do a double. Okay, and then we'll put the triple right here. Now what's good about these spark plug holders is that you can go ahead and switch them up later on. These are easily bendable. I could bend this one up a little bit out of the way if I wanted to. And you could switch them out from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever ones you want. Okay, so if it works differently on the other side, if you have something in the way, you can go from 1 to 2 to 3, whatever. Okay, so that's how they're going to look. We'll go ahead and put the wires in and we'll come back. Alright, as we can see, we've put them all together. Basically, you want to make sure you put all that dielectric grease on your spark plug boots. Make sure you refer to your manual or any YouTube video, I guess, for your timing order. Make sure it's going in the right spot before you hook it up. It takes a little time, but you'll eventually, you know, hook up the wire loom the way you like it. We're going to go ahead, we'll put the air box back on, and we'll fire it up. Okay, our air box is hooked up. We're going to go ahead and fire it up. Alright, she's sounding good. We're going to go take her for a test drive. Just keep an eye on your RPMs, make sure they're not jumping or anything like that. Once you take it out for a couple hundred miles, just go ahead, go back and go over everything, make sure everything's tight, everything's bolted down, and you're good to go. Alright, we'll catch you guys for the next one.